the Traxxas UDR. Awesome trophy truck. And it's about to get even more awesome with more Vitavon parts. I've got the Swaybar. I'm going to show you guys the Swaybar, get it into the UDR, and take it for a drive. Take a look. Let's check this thing out right here. The workmanship from Vitavon is amazing. Now look at how he's got this actually set up. This clamps right to the chassis. So yeah, beautiful job there. And then this piece right here. The Swaybar has a 90-degree bend in it, and it's in the arm. So there's no way for a set screw to come loose, and then you end up with nothing in the back. Wow. This thing is beautiful. Plus, it's got a 3mm bar, so it should stiffen up that back end. I've got a lot of aluminum stuff on here. Vitavon axle, Vitavon wheels, Vitavon front suspension arms, Vitavon bulkhead. Yeah, and it's getting more Vitavon. So this particular Swaybar right here is something that I made, I guess a couple years ago. It's just some, basically a 1/8 rod through there and some homemade bars. I have had these come loose, but it was still better than the stock one. So now we're about to upgrade this thing a lot. The old setup uses the stock links and all that. This thing right here, oh man, can't wait. With the clamps taken loose, you can see the workmanship right there. There isn't a rough edge on these pieces at all. I've got it mounted up, and the Swaybar works really smoothly. Now it's locking right there because, well, that link is hitting that. So now it's just a matter of putting these into position right down here and seeing what it's got. Let's go ahead and cycle the suspension. Now, one of the issues I had with this bar right here is that sometimes the suspension would drop out too far and it would actually invert and do that number. And once it did that, it was basically ineffective and just caused all kinds of issues. Now, I do have this back a little ways. You could actually put this a few different places, I'm assuming, but the further up the chassis you go, the more out it's going to be. So you may have a little bit more pressure, you know, as in tension in between it. So notice this is adjustable. The further in you go with it, the stiffer it's going to be. The further out you go with it, the less stiff it's going to be. I just left them right in the middle. That's the way they were when I got them in the package. Now let's go ahead and check the droop on this. Now that's what I've got for droop. I am running a Techno Truggy rear shock on this. It also has an internal spring, as you can see right there, that's moving. That only engages, you know, under hard compression. So when it's dropped out, you're just on normal spring. And that's also a Truggy spring and all that. I believe it's just a stock shock with 40 weight oil. I believe I've got 60 weight right here. So it doesn't drop all the way out to the limit straps. And that's pretty darn good for me. Doesn't look like there's any way for it to actually invert and go backwards. So that's a good thing. Now let's look at compression. All right, look at that. Now with the Swaybar all the way up like this, it's probably more effective because now you're pushing and pulling like this on just about vertical arms. So hopefully that should be just fine. It is kind of very progressive back here, which is actually what I set up a while back. Wow, that looks wonderful though. I like that. Now, if I was going with the inner hole, I would actually slide this forward just a little bit. But I think where I'm at is where it's going to stay. Take a look at this. Now, with this being back like the way I have it set up, you can obviously slide it forward. It does come close to the spare tires, but it clears. At least it clears these. So if you have clearance issues, just make sure you slide that on up. I'm going to go ahead and give it a run like this because I just think it's going to be awesome. See what this thing has got here. Now these tires, in my experience with them, they actually hook up on side turns really good. So it has a tendency to roll the vehicle. You see it trying to hook up. That back end is staying nice and smooth. Nice and flat. These UDRs are just such beautiful trucks. Beautiful landing. The first roll on the new body. Ooh, hard side hit. And something came loose. Well, the run's over for now. I have side hit and crashed this truck a lot. I mean a lot, let me tell you. So to break that knuckle, which is the original knuckle that came on the truck when I got it, right there, that just tells me it was ready to go, because I've hit way harder than that. Here we are right here. I have abused that knuckle so bad. Bent the bolt pretty good. I'm gonna have to try to straighten that or just kind of cut it off. I mean, these arms are perfect. No issue there. Axle shaft looks fine. Everything looks good. So I guess I get to do some upgrades on this front end now, don't I? Haha. More Vitavon. Well guys, there you go. The new body's nice and shiny. That rear sway bar works wonderful. It did not invert. It stayed where it was supposed to. The truck looked nice and flat, especially in those corners. And I don't run the front sway bar, so it's all rear sway bar on this truck. Hey, the thing done great. Yeah, I got no complaints at all. Now, you can adjust it on the chassis back and forth just a little bit if you want to. You know, in case you got different tires back here or a different tire setup. That's, you know, up to you. Also, they have the different holes so you can adjust whether you want to be super stiff or not. I just put them in the stock middle hole, and, or at least the middle hole is what they were in when I got them, and that's fine. I'm going to leave it there. No issues at all. So, now I get to work on this front end a little bit. Yeah. We can expect some more Vitavon parts because he's got a nice knuckle, he's got an aluminum toe link, Bellcrank, all that stuff. So I may end up with all of that to actually finish the whole front end in full Vitavon. That would be pretty nice. Yeah. Anyway, guys, speaking of Vitavon, he's been making a lot of stuff for the Max. He's getting into X-Max. Obviously this stuff has got some Arma stuff out there. The Arma beadlock wheels for the Mojave. Fantastic design. If you want to upgrade your Mojave, get rid of them red or green wheels, which I don't like either one of those. These are some beautiful wheels to go. Full beadlock. They fit these tires great. So check that out. That's in the description. And there are also affiliate links in the description for Amazon, eBay, and AMain. So if you have something in your cart on any of those sites, come back to one of my videos, click that link, go and check out. Every little bit helps and it all counts. So that would be wonderful if you guys could take care of that. Guys, hopefully you liked the video. That sway bar is awesome. Absolutely like that thing. And guys, thank you all for watching.
If you guys like what you see, make sure you're subscribed. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. If you really like what you see, consider clicking on that join button down below. With that, you can actually become a channel member. Members get early viewing of many of the videos and, you know, a little bit more personalized. Guys, thank you all for watching.